We are what we eat. At least that's what the elderly people say. No more wasting time. The first thing on this list is soy. They're like these cute little beans with savory flavor. First off, there are people that are simply allergic to it. But what's mostly concerning about soy is the effects it has to everybody. It's GMO content, which means genetically modified organism, yes, which means they put chemicals, they stuffed it with chemicals and injections so it could look better, taste better, and be fuller. Another thing is it has estrogen-like effects and long-term influence on growth, which means if you eat soy, you'll technically come out shorter than your full potential. You get thyroid health, which is one of the most important hormone producing organs in your body, and you get higher risk of cancer, specifically breast cancer in women. Now let's get to the positive stuff a little bit. So, I bet you've never heard of Brazil nuts. They are a nut this big and it's very caloric actually. In 100 grams of these, which is like a handful, you get 655 calories, of which 66 grams of fats. Now, fats are actually surprisingly good for your hormones because all of your organs need a lot of fat to produce hormones enough. So, fat is good for you, unlike your fat doctor told you, but it's not the fat you get from like unhealthy chips or the sugar drinks. It's the fat you get from natural sources like this. But before you start eating handfuls of Brazil nuts, you have to realize one thing, and that's that one Brazil nut has 175% of the recommended daily dose of selenium. Now, in nutrition, what's it called? Recommended daily dose, it's honestly a lot of times too low. People need to consume a lot more vitamins and minerals, but if you consume too much selenium, which is like consuming 1 to 3 Brazil nuts per day, selenium is toxic in too big of amounts and you can get poisoned by it, and which is not good, let me just tell you. I've never been poisoned, but that's because I am cautious of this and I only eat 1 to 3 Brazil nuts per day. They're also pretty expensive, but I've said they're good for your hormones, so it's kind of an investment into your health. Now back to the bad stuff. Have you ever tried mixing water and oil? You would notice that the water goes on the bottom and oil comes on the top. It's a little experiment everybody does at school in 3rd grade, but what if you were actually able to mix the two? And that's where lecithins come in. Yes. They are chemicals made to produce a mixture of water and oil, which is not supposed to naturally mix, and I repeat, not supposed to. So you could kind of think to yourself if lecithins are good for you or not. They're chemicals made to go around the nature's laws, and one of the most popular lecithins is soy lecithin. I think we all know right now why soy is not good for us. So avoid lecithins. They're On the label, sometimes it reads lecithin, sometimes it's E123 something, I don't know the numbers. But look out for soy's lecithin specifically. And the last thing, which is actually able to boost your concentration, focus, memory, and it's a good food overall for your brain. It's blueberries. Now blueberries are, I think we all know how blueberries look like. They're this big but very effective. Because why and how does this work? Blueberries are an antioxidants, yes, I hope I said that right, which they bring blood flow into your brain, so they bring blood and there's oxygen in blood. So they bring oxygen to your brain, which is then able to function better because of the increased oxygen. It doesn't have to fight for air. It has literally room to breathe, and you can work and get less tired. You can work more freely and you don't have to worry as much. So how much blueberries is enough to stimulate this effect? I've done my research, you should do yours, but I've come to the conclusion that about 35 grams of blueberries per day is enough. I think that's like this much, but not like half full of a handful. So you eat that up and you get the listed benefits which I just told. I've tried blueberries before recording videos. I haven't seen that much of a benefit, but I can tell you that there was a little bit of like being more free and having a more creative mind and coming up with the words a little bit faster. Again, this might be placebo effect, but it's worth giving a try. Now this video took quite a bit of research and I've made it an effort to make the facts as friendly as I can to you. So if you would go down and subscribe, that would be amazing. Now that you're educated, look at your labels and don't eat soy, don't eat lecithins, and consume 1 to 3 Brazil nuts per day. And if you want, 35 grams of blueberries per day will be a nice addition to your diet. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, a disciplined man is a happy man. See you.